Hey guys, Danielle coming at you from my kitchen. Wanted to come and do another video and tell you about another amazing feature of our new Deluxe Cooking Blender, and that is the soup function. So right now I am making some homemade tomato basil soup, and super easy. And I love the fact that this blender doesn't just blend, it's actually cooking. Check that out. So cool. So the recipe that I'm doing is actually from the cooking guide that you get with the blender. You get 60 different recipes with it. So I am doing the tomato basil soup. And all I put in my blender was a 1/4 cup of vegetable broth, 2 Roma tomatoes, a can of whole tomatoes, 2 cloves of garlic, and a small onion. All that goes in the blender. Oh, that's so cool. All that goes in the blender, and then you put it on the soup function, and the blender does the rest. The cool thing about this is the blender actually cooks. And this is something that is exclusive to Pampered Chef. Unlike other blenders on the market, they will heat your ingredients, and that's caused by friction, but ours actually has a cooking element. So you can put raw things in there. So for instance, there's a great recipe in this for a sweet potato soup, and you're putting in raw sweet potatoes, or you can make mushroom soup, or, basically any soups, butternut squash, but you don't have to cook any of your veggies. And when you put all of the stuff in the blender, what the blender does is it starts heating up. I don't know if you can see the LCD panel on there. Right now my blender's at 208 degrees. When it started, it was about at 90. So it took about 15 minutes for it to gradually heat up the soup. And then this function, once it's heated and mixing, it took about 10 minutes. And it's just, you can see it's just finishing now. It's got about 3 minutes left. And let me tell you, I so wish that this video had smell-o-vision, because the smell in my house is unbelievable. So I am making some homemade soup without having to heat up my house and without having to have everything on the stove. The blender is doing all the work for me. And then what I'm going to do is, once the soup is finished and it chimes, then I'm going to open the top and I'm going to add some fresh basil. I didn't want to cook the basil in it because I don't want to cook out all that great flavor, and I want to keep that basil, that fresh basil flavor that I got from my garden, in the soup. I'll just blend it up really quick with a couple of pulses and my soup is done. And then best of all, when I'm finished, the blender cleans itself. So you just add about 3 cups of water, 2 little squirts of dish soap, and put it on the cleaning function, and it cleans beautifully. So that is my dinner. Oops. I will get better at these videos. That's my dinner. To homemade tomato basil soup, and hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic day. Cheers.